Hello everyone. Today we are going to start a new lecture. Okay, on the drug Lycopodium Clavatum. This is the name of the drug, Lycopodium Clavatum. It is a very important drug of the first year, and ये अपन को जरूरत पड़ते रहेगा as we move on to the next year. So okay, it is very important drug of homeopathy. Okay, so it is also a polycrest remedy. We are continuing with the polycrest remedy first, and it is a first year remedy. It is a first year drug according to the first year syllabus. Okay, so this is Lycopodium clavatum. Okay, we're going to start now. So this is the plant of Lycopodium clavatum. Okay, this is the plant of Lycopodium clavatum. This is the plant of Lycopodium clavatum. Okay. So first of all, before going into the drug, I'll be going to describe a case. Okay, before going into the drug, I'm going to describe a case so that we understand the drug better. Okay, so this is the case. Okay, 32-year-old man visits complaining of chronic digestive problems. उसको पेट का और गैस का प्रॉब्लम है since the last 2 years. He says, Doctor, my abdomen gets bloated after eating even a little. That I have to loosen my belt. It feels as if the gas goes to the right. इसका मतलब Okay, so basically the meaning of the statement is 32-year-old man आया and he is suffering from the gastric problems. Okay, उसको bloating होता है, पेट फूला फूला रहता है, even after eating a little, थोड़ा सा भी खाता है तो bloating बढ़ जाता है. So he have to loosen his belt. बेल्ट को खोलना पड़ता है. He has to loosen everything. पेट इतना फुल हो जाता है. हाँ, is as if the gas goes to the right. राइट साइड में गैस चला जाता है, ऐसा इसको फील होता है. So this was the case. It came to the OPD. Okay, so observation, डॉक्टर का ऑब्जर्वेशन किया. तो दिस इज द केस. ओके, 32-year-old मैन, क्रॉनिक प्रॉब्लम्स, गैस का प्रॉब्लम था. ओके, वो डॉक्टर के पास जाता है. सो और पेट पूरा फूला फूला ऐसा रहता है. ऑब्जर्वेशन व्हाट ही गॉट, ही इज थीन अबव एंड फैट बिलो, लाइक दिस वन. Okay, like this type, semi-dropsical type of constitution. Okay, he appears intelligent but timid. मतलब low in confidence. He was very much low in confidence. और मेन कंप्लेंट्स था एब्डोमिनल डिस्टेंशन. ओके, दिस मच इज डन. पेट फूला फूला सा रहता है, पेट में रम्बलिंग जैसा सेंसेशन साउंड आता है, गर 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 टाइप का साउंड आता है, फ्लैटुलेंस होता है, एंड देयर इज बेसिकली 4 to 8 PM एग्रावेशन. 4 to 8 PM एग्रावेशन है. दिस इज द केस. ओके, एंड उसको कॉन्स्टिपेशन है एंड इनकम्प्लीट इवैक्यूएशन. मतलब अर्जिंग आता है बट पेट ठीक से खाली नहीं होता. ओके, एंड देन ही फील्स मेंटल्स में ही फील्स इन्फीरियर इन फ्रंट ऑफ हिज सुपीरियर्स. मतलब जो हायर पोस्ट पे है उससे ही फील्स सुपीरियर इन्फीरियर बिकॉज ही हैज़ अ लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस. ओके, एंड एंग्री व्हेन कॉन्ट्राडिक्टेड. दिस मच इज डन. मतलब उसको कोई अगर एनीबडी कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट्स हिम, अगर कोई उसका बात नहीं माने तो उसको गुस्सा आ जाता है. डायग्नोसिस में व्हाट वाज देयर, डिस्पेप्सिया विद क्रॉनिक फ्लैटुलेंट कॉलिक. तो डिस्पेप्सिया था, बेसिकली इंडाइजेशन टाइप का सिम्टम्स था. और ही वाज प्रेस्क्राइब्ड लाइकोपोडियम क्लेवेटम 200 c सिंगल डोज. देयर वाज मच इम्प्रूवमेंट इन हिज कंप्लेंट. So this was the case. Basically, lycopodium is a drug that can be given for indigestion problems. मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम में भी दिया जा सकता है, हार्निया के लिए भी दिया जा सकता है, एंड किडनी स्टोन्स के लिए भी दिया जा सकता है. ओके, एज वी स्टडी द ड्रग वी विल गेट टू नो मोर अबाउट इट. ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट द ड्रग. ओके, so Lycopodium clavatum, the source is vegetable kingdom. ओके, ये प्लांट किंगडम का ड्रग है. ओके, दिस इज द प्लांट किंगडम का ड्रग है, एंड द कॉमन नेम इज ओल्स फूट और ओल्स क्लो. ओके, एंड द फैमिली इज लाइकोपोडियसी family. The family is Lycopodiaceae family, and the prover is Dr. Hahnemann. The prover is Dr. Hahnemann. This much is done. ये introductory part हो गया. Okay, the next part is myasm. Myasm is psora, syphilis, psychosis. All the three myasms are involved. Myasm क्या है? Psora, syphilis, and psychosis. All the three myasms are involved. And the temperament is nervous and irritable. Nervous and irritable temperament. हाँ, आदमी नर्वस है, लो इन कॉन्फिडेंस है, इरिटेशन है. Okay, temperament is done, miasm is done. The next point is diathesis. What is the meaning of diathesis? Diathesis means tendency of catching a disease. जैसे किसी किसी को रेस्पिरेटरी कंप्लेंट्स होने का चांसेस होता है. That is diathesis. Okay, here the diathesis is uric acid and lithic diathesis. बेसिकली उसका मतलब क्या है, इंक्लाइन टू हेपाटिक एंड लंग इन्फेक्शन. उसको लिवर का प्रॉब्लम और लंग का प्रॉब्लम होने का चांसेस आर देयर. ओके, एंड द थर्ड इज ही इज अ चिली पेशेंट. ही इज अ चिली पेशेंट. दिस मच इज दैट. Okay, the introduction part is done. Common name is Us food. Okay, Lycopodium family, Hahnemann prover. Dr. Hahnemann was the prover, and the miasm is psoriasis, syphilis, and psychosis. The temperament is nervous and irritable, and the diathesis is uric acid diathesis, or thermos is chili patient. This much is done. We have to write in this sequence only. We have to write in this sequence. Okay, again. उसके बाद we'll study about the spheres of action. We'll study about the spheres of action. ड्रग कहाँ कहाँ पर काम करता है. Okay, so it basically acts on the lungs. Okay, we have already know. Liver, sex organs, digestive tract, the mucous membrane, the skin, the urinary tract, nutrition, and the throat. Basically, it has a wide sphere of action. Okay, therefore, it is a polycrest remedy. It is a very important drug. It is a polycrest remedy. Okay, it has mainly we give it in the cases of lungs, liver. Okay, sex organ, digestive problems के लिए mostly ये दिया जाता है, and urinary tract problems. Okay, in urinary tract problems. Okay, this is the spheres of action. Okay, and the next point is ailments from तो like patient को the bad effects कहाँ होता है, मतलब how does the patient get ill. Bad effects, the bad effects or ailments from how the patient catch the disease. Okay, this will study in Ellens. Okay, this will study in Ellens again. I won't teach you now. So we are done with the spheres of action. We are done with the introductory part. Okay, the next point is pathophysiological changes, which basically means this is pathogenesis of the drug, how the drug acts. Okay, pathogenesis we have to write in this sequence only, whatever I have highlighted. Okay, pathogenesis of the drug. The chief action of the drug is on the GI system. Okay, GI system, GI tract में इसका सबसे ज़्यादा एक्शन होता है. This much is done. Okay, it reduces the process of digestion and therefore causes flatulence and constipation. The drug causes flatulence, मतलब gas. Flatulence means flatus, मतलब gas, and constipation तो you know only, मतलब अर्ज नहीं आता स्टूल का. तो this is the main pathogenesis, main action of the drug. Okay, the next point is Lycopodium acts powerfully upon the vegetative system, depressing its action, causing a slowly advancing weakness of the function and power and decay of tissues. It can be seen in erectile dysfunction. Okay, there is decay of the tissues, right? There is decay of the tissue. Okay, this much is done. The next point is it acts upon the mucous membrane of the respiratory tract. Okay, producing respiratory disturbance. Okay, so it acts on the mucous membrane. Respiratory disturbance मतलब lungs में act करता है, GI tract में act करता है, sex organ पे act करता है, and causes tissue decay. Tissue को गला देता है, decompose कर देता है. And the next and the last point we will study, it acts upon the liver where it produces a hepatic condition and later on hypertrophy. Okay, liver में भी इसका एक्शन अच्छा खासा है. प्रोड्यूसेस कंजेशन मतलब condition of the blood vessels. and it acts upon the genitourinary tract and kidneys, causing uric acid diathesis, stone ka problem, kidney stones and all. It produces kidney stone like. Okay, basically in simple words, it acts on the genitourinary or tract. So here pathogenesis हो गया. We are done with the pathogenesis. We are done with the spheres of action. We are done with the spheres of action. We are done with the common name, the all these things. Okay, this much it is done. Okay, the next part will include basically the Allen's keynote. We'll start with the Allen's keynote. I'll show you some important pictures also, and I will start with the Allen's keynote now. Okay. Okay, so now we'll be starting with the Allen's keynote of Lycopodium clavatum. Okay, we'll be starting with the Allen's keynote of Lycopodium clavatum. Done. Okay, so the common name is Ol's foot and club mouse. We have already done with this, and the family is Lycopodiaceae, and the prover was Master Hahnemann. The prover was Master Hahnemann. This much is done. Okay, and spheres of action, pathogenesis, it is already done previously. Okay, now we are going to start with the constitution. Okay, for persons intellectually keen but physically weak. Okay, basically they are intelligent, दिमाग बहुत अच्छा है, but physically they are very much weak. Upper part of the body is emaciated, the lower part is semi-dropsical. The upper part is emaciated, ऐसा देखिए, upper part is emaciated, lower part is semi-dropsical, like this. The person is like this. Okay, the person is like this. Okay, and predisposed to lung and hepatic infection. Predisposed to lung and hepatic infection. Predisposed means tendency. Okay, tendency to lung and hepatic infection, मतलब lungs and hepatic problems का there is a tendency. Okay, and especially in the extremes of life, the children and the old people. So here medicine it mainly works in the extremes of life. The children बच्चों में काम करता है, and old people. I'll show you the pictures also. Okay. Okay, again the children are weak, emaciated. Children कैसा है, weak है. Emaciated मतलब very much thin. Okay, thin, emaciated. Malnourished. Okay, with well developed head but puny and sickly bodies. Okay, with well developed head बहुत developed है but puny and sickly bodies. Puny basically means small. Okay, small and sickly, बीमार जैसा शरीर है, like malnutrition child. Okay, the picture if I try to show you, see he has a large face, large face. Okay, but the body is punny and sick. Okay, he has a large face but the body is punny and sick. Okay, and they are old looking face, nervous frowning. There is a characteristic frowning of Lycopodium patients. There is a frowning. See, he looks older than he is. If he is 25, he looks 35. Okay, this is the characteristic of the Lycopodium patients. Okay, and this is the skin of Lycopodium, and Lycopodium is basically given in extremes of life. जैसे ये ओल्ड वुमेन हो गया, ये चिल्ड्रन हो गया. ओके, ऐसा टाइप का. अगेन see, they are old looking, they are intelligent also, they are intellectual, they are serious also, and they are grateful also. And these are the mentals of Lycopodium. These are the mentals of Lycopodium, if you can see. And another point is they look older with frowning. Okay, जैसे frowning है ना, ये frowning, this is the frowning, like this. So if you can see, these are the constitution. This is the constitution of Lycopodium patients. Again, pear-shaped body. See, this is a semi-dropsical body. They have a semi-dropsical body. Okay, they have a semi-dropsical body. Okay, and like this. So this is the face of Lycopodium, the body of Lycopodium. Okay, this is the child of Lycopodium. This is the old the old people of Lycopodium. Okay, so this much is done. We are done with this, and see the face is pear-shaped, grayish, yellowish, intellectual. So all these things are done. You can make a mental image of the Lycopodium. Okay, this much is done. We are going to move with the further parts now. Okay, the mentals of Lycopodium we are going to say they are very much important. Okay, remember this elements from I मतलब पहले अपन ने बोला था, पहले मैंने ये हेडिंग पढ़ाया था बट अंदर का नहीं पढ़ाया था. सो elements from और bad effects, elements from और bad effects. We are just going to start elements from fright, dard, anger, gussa. Okay, mortification means shameful. Mortification means embarrassment. Embarrass हो जाना. Okay, mortification means embarrassment. Embarrass मतलब लास्ट पुआ क्या बोलते हैं उसको, शर्म आना. ओके, वेक्सेशन, वेक्सेशन मीन्स फ्रस्ट्रेशन. फ्रस्ट्रेशन, वेक्सेशन मीन्स फ्रस्ट्रेशन. दीज आर द बैड इफेक्ट्स, दे आर एलिमेंट्स. इन सब से बीमारी होता है. विथ रिजर्व्ड डिस्प्लेजर, विथ रिजर्व्ड डिस्प्लेजर. ओके, द मीनिंग ऑफ रिजर्व डिस्प्लेजर इज बेसिकली बुरा लगना बट अपने अंदर ही दबा के रखना. होगा सो बुरा लग गया है आपको, बुरा लगना बट अंदर छुपा के रखना. जैसे आपको किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया, आपको बुरा लगा बट आपने अंदर ही रख दिया है, आपने बोला नहीं, कुछ अंदर रखना. ओके, अंदर रखना. दिस इज रिजर्व डिस्प्लेजर. सो दीज आर द एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम, दीज आर द एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम. द अनदर पॉइंट इज एवेरिशियस, ग्रीडी, माइजरली. एवेरिशियस का मतलब है ग्रीडी, एक्सट्रीमली ग्रीडी, एक्सट्रीमली ग्रीडी, ग्रीडी. ओके, माइजरली मतलब कंजूस. ओके, माइजरली मतलब कंजूस. मलिशियस, मलिशियस का मतलब डिजायर टू कॉज हार्म. ओके, कॉज हार्म, कॉज harm. This is malicious. And pusillanimous, pusillanimous means lack of confidence. Pusillanimous means lack of confidence. Okay, these 2 points are clear. Another point, irritable, he is irritable. Peevish and cross on waking. Peevish का मतलब वही होता है, irritable only. The peevish and cross basically irritable only. If you can see, irritable, extremely irritable. And cross, अगली की कैन स्क्रीम. अगली होता है की कैन स्क्रीम मतलब उठने से ही चिल्लाना चालू कर देता है. मोस्टली इन द चिल्ड्रंस एंड ऑल. ओके, एंड इजीली एंगर, जल्दी गुस्सा आता है. कैन नॉट एंड्योर अपोजिशन और कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन. उसका बात एनीबडी, कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन इज बेसिकली बात काटना. ओके, बात काटना. इफ एनीबडी tries to contradict him, he becomes angry. Seeks disputes, is beside himself. Okay, seeks dispute, झगड़ा करना चाहता है. And then he is beside himself मतलब अकेले रहता है, alone. Okay, so these are the points. These are the points of mental illness. Next point, weeps all day. Okay, weeps all day, cannot calm herself. Weeps all day, cannot calm herself, very sensitive, even cries when thanked. मतलब she is very much grateful also. She is very much grateful also. मतलब इतना grateful है, she is so much grateful, she cries when thanked. If somebody thanks her, वो रो देती है, इतना भावुक हो जाती है. ओके, दिस इज द माइंड ऑफ लाइकोपोडियम. वो malicious भी होती है. ओके, बहुत grateful भी होती है. एंड again there is dread. This is very important line. This is an important line. There is dread of solitude, dread of man. Dread मतलब fear. Dread मतलब fear. Dread of man, of solitude. Solitude मतलब अकेलापन, अकेलापन. Irritable and melancholy. He is irritable also, melancholy, and fear of being alone. Fear of being alone. He है, she, वो fear of man है, dread of man. Okay, of solitude, irritable and melancholy. उसको ये सब चीज़ों से, melancholy is basically sadness only. Sadness. Melancholy means sadness. Okay, melancholy means sadness, fear of being alone, and solitude means loneliness. Okay, this much is done. We are done with the mental generals. Okay, we are done with the constitution, we are done with the mental generals. Now we are going to start with the physical generals. Okay, the physical generals. Deep seated progressive and chronic disease. Deep seated progressive and chronic disease. इसका मतलब क्या है? अंदर बैठा हुआ very much deep chronic disease. जैसे somebody have a problem with the erectile dysfunction. Okay, and it is a chronic disease. He has been suffering from a long time. धीरे धीरे चालू होता है. So it is a deep seated progressive. Another example is gastritis, gastric problems. Okay, it is a chronic disease. ये धीरे धीरे होता है. So Nux, this lycopodium can be given in these cases. ओके एंड नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज पेन्स. दर्द कैसा होता है? एकिंग टाइप, प्रेशर टाइप, ऐसा टाइप का, ऐसा प्रेशर टाइप का पेन होता है. ओके, ड्राइंग एंड चिपली राइट साइड. ड्राइंग मतलब खिंचाव टाइप का. ओके, खिंचाव, somebody जैसे रस्सी ऐसे खिंचाव, ऐसा कोई खींच रहा है. ओके, ड्राइंग टाइप ऑफ पेन. अगेन इट इज चिपली राइट साइडेड, ऑन द राइट साइडेड. अगेन it is aggravation from 4 to 8 p.m. Very important. Aggravation from 4 to 8 p.m. Okay. Next point, affects the right side. It's a right-sided remedy, or pain grows from the right to left. Okay, right to left. It affects the throat. It affects the chest. Okay, it affects the throat. It affects the chest, the abdomen, the liver, and the ovaries. This much is done. Okay, and there is canine hunger. Canine hunger मतलब बहुत extreme hunger. Canine hunger मतलब extreme hunger. Then the more he eats, the more he craves headache if he does not eat. मतलब जितना खाता है उसको उतना ही ज़्यादा भूख लगता है. एंड इफ़ ही डोंट ईट, अगर खाना नहीं खाएगा तो ही विल बी सफरिंग फ्रॉम हेडेक. डन. एंड वेकिंग एट नाइट फीलिंग हंग्री. रात को भूख लगती है एंड ही वेक्स अप एट द नाइट. ओके, डीप सीटेड क्रोनिक प्रोग्रेसिव डिजीज. द पेन्स के बारे में पढ़ा, दर्द कैसा होता है, कैनाइन हंगर होता है, राइट साइड रेमेडी होता है. हाँ, दिस मच वी हैव स्टडीड. एंड बेबी क्राइज ऑल डे एंड स्लीप्स एट नाइट. रात को सोता है, दिन में रोता है. हाँ, बेबी क्राइज ऑल डे and sleeps at night. This much is done. We are done with this much. Okay, again we are going to start with the nose. Okay, so कैथर मतलब क्या होता है? कैथर मतलब लिक्विड, जैसा कोडाइजर टाइप का होता है ना, लिक्विड कमिंग आउट ऑफ द नोज. इन ए सिंपल लैंग्वेज, लिक्विड कमिंग out of nose. Okay, liquid coming out of nose. It is scatter. It is not a scatter. Okay, dry nose stop the night. Okay, the nose is dry. Okay, the dry nose stop the night. रात को बंद हो जाता है. Okay, and must breathe through the mouth. Okay, like this. Okay, and snuffles. Child starts from the sleep rubbing his nose. Snuffles मतलब sounds from the nose. Okay, noise from the nose. Noise from nose मतलब बच्चे का नाक बंद हो जाता है. So he wakes up. He starts and wakes up from the sleep, rubbing his nose. ऐसे. Okay, and of the roots of the nose and of the root of the nose and frontal sinuses. Okay, frontal sinus and root of the nose में भी blockage होता है. Blockage is there. And crust and elastic plugs. Okay, so basically क्या sticky substance जो नाक से निकलता है ना, the sticky substance and all. Okay, sticky substance, elastic plugs, blood का बना होता है, dust का बना होता है from the nose ना. You have seen from the nose and all this type of things. Okay, so this type of things comes out from the nose. Okay, so we are done with the nose also. Next part, face. I have already shown you. Complexion is pale, dirty, unhealthy, shallow. ओके, कम्प्लेक्शन कैसा होता है? पेल होता है, एनीमिक टाइप का, डर्टी, अनहेल्दी, शेलो मतलब कैसा? पेल ही बोल लो, पेल. ओके, और आर्थी कम्प्लेक्शन. ओके, आर्थी कम्प्लेक्शन विथ द डीप फरोस मीन्स द फेस का जो ऊपर वाला भाग होता है ना, दिस इज फरोस. दिस टाइप ऑफ थिंग्स आर फरोस. ओके, लुक ओल्डर देन ही इज. Very important part, look older than he is. Okay, if he's 25, he'll look 35. And there is fan-like motion of the ali nasi. Ali nasi is basically this part. Okay, the wings of the nose. और इसका फैन लाइक मोशन होता है ऐसा 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 ऐसा. ओके, सो देयर इज फैन लाइक मोशन ऑफ द LNSI. ओके, द फेस इज डन. Okay, the face is done. So again I'll show you the picture. This is the face, this type of faces. Okay, this type of faces, this type of faces. Okay, and this type of faces, these are the faces of the lyco patient. Okay, we're done with this. We're done with this. Now we're going to move to the next part. We're going to move to the next part. Okay, throat. We're going to move to the throat now. Okay, so diphtheria is there. Diphtheria is basically a bacterial infection. Okay, bacterial infection of throat. Bacterial infection of the throat. It affects here. There is a formation of pseudo membrane. ये गले में एक membrane बन जाता है. गले में एक membrane बन जाता है, उससे respiratory problems होता है. Okay, fauces are brownish red. Fauces is basically opening of the buccal cavity. ओके, ओपनिंग ऑफ द बकल कैविटी, गले का पीछे वाला भाग, गले का पीछे वाला भाग, ओपनिंग ऑफ बकल कैविटी, ओपनिंग ऑफ द बकल कैविटी. सो फॉसेस ब्राउनिश रेड. देन डिपोजिट स्प्रेड फ्रॉम द राइट टॉन्सिल टू द लेफ्ट. जैसे मेम्ब्रेन बनता है तो राइट वाला टॉन्सिल से लेफ्ट की तरफ बनता है. द मेम्ब्रेन स्प्रेड्स फ्रॉम द राइट टॉन्सिल टू द left, then or descends from the nose to the right tonsil. Descends from the nose to the right tonsil. नोज से राइट टॉन्सिल तक आता है या राइट टॉन्सिल से लेफ्ट तक जाता है. दिस इज द डिप्थेरिया ऑफ लाइकोपोडियम एंड इट एग्रावेट्स आफ्टर स्लीप एंड फ्रॉम कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स. ओके, जब सोने जाता है तो द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट्स इंक्रीजिंग एंड फ्रॉम कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स, ठंडा कुछ लोगे तो द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट्स टू इंक्रीज. ओके, अनदर पार्ट, there is pneumonia. Pneumonia, so you know, it is a respiratory problems of the lungs. There is consolidation of the lungs. Okay, it is neglected or maltreated. अच्छे से ट्रीटमेंट नहीं हुआ. आपको निमोनिया हुआ था, आपने ट्रीटमेंट नहीं किया या किसी आपको गलत ट्रीटमेंट मिला. Okay, the base of the right lung, the base of the right lung. If this is the lung, there is a consolidation here. Okay, there is a pneumonia in this part. Pneumonia अगर right lung में हुआ, pneumonia at the base. This is the base. Okay, involved especially to hasten the absorption or expectoration. Okay, मतलब जो consolidation होता है उसको absorb, consolidation basically lump टाइप का फॉर्मेशन होता है और लंग्स टाइट बन जाता है ड्यू टू बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शन. ये पैथोलॉजी में अपन पढ़ेंगे. ओके, एंड बेसिकली उसको खा जाने के लिए, उसको एब्जॉर्ब करने के लिए लाइको कैन बी गिवन. सो वी आर डन विद द थ्रोट पार्ट. Okay, we are done with the introductory part. Also, we are done with the short part. Okay, the next lecture will start with the GI system and we'll finish the lecture. Thank you.